the honorable co-authors of House Bill 4453 and the author of the other House Bill 5569, the honorable, the esteemed resource persons in today's committee hearing. Magandang hapon po. First, I wish to adopt what was expressed in the explanatory note of House Bill 4453. I happen to be the lead author of the bill with 12 other authors. Let me further express these remarks. Once again, our nation finds itself drowning, both literally and figuratively. In the past weeks alone, Typhoons Tino and Super Typhoon Uwan have ravaged large parts of our country, bringing with them torrential rains and flash floods that have killed hundreds and displaced thousands of families while destroying billions worth of properties. In Cebu and Negros Island regions, massive flooding submerged entire communities, paralyzing local economies, destroying roads, bridges, livelihoods, and homes, some of which were supposedly protected by flood control projects that have now failed when they were needed most. These disasters have laid bare not only our vulnerability to climate events, but also the devastating consequences of corruption. Mr. Chair, billions of pesos, hard-earned taxpayers' money have been lost, not to the forces of nature, but to the ravages of greed. During the Senate budget briefing with the Development Budget Coordination Committee last September 2, 2025, the Honorable Finance Secretary Ralph Recto revealed that the Philippine economy may have lost between 42.3 billion and 118.5 billion in just the past 2 years due to corruption in flood control projects. These funds could have been spent on meaningful services and programs that should have benefited Filipinos and contributed to economic growth, but were instead lost to corruption. Mr. Chair, we are facing the biggest corruption scandal in the history of our country. We are in a moral crisis, one that is literally costing lives. Sa malubhang epekto ng dalawang bagyong yon, Tino at Uwan, nagtatanong ang taong bayan, where did the billions in flood control funds go? The answers point to one truth: corruption kills. It kills through neglect, incompetence, and greed. While our people are wading through murky floodwaters, corruption continues to flow freely through our bureaucracy. This is why this representation, along with our co-authors, are proposing or have proposed House Bill number 4453 on the creation of an independent commission against infrastructure corruption, or ICAIC, that will thoroughly investigate corruption in flood control and other government infrastructure projects. The commission will, among others, be empowered to conduct independent and comprehensive investigations into anomalies in infrastructure spending, recommend prosecution and file cases, both administrative and criminal, against erring officials and private entities, and propose systemic reforms in procurement, auditing, and project monitoring to ensure this does not happen again. Mr. Chair, bagamat nakikita natin na may pag-usad ang mga kasalukuyang investigasyon ng ICI, under Executive Order 94, kulang na kulang pa po ito. Given the magnitude of its task, the ICI must be strengthened. It must have the power to cite in contempt. It should be provided with sufficient manpower, and it should be given adequate budgetary support, among other improvements that both bills, House Bill 4453 and 556, wish to address or wish to provide. Napakahalaga ng isang institusyon na nag-iimbestiga sa ganito kalawak na katiwalian at kalaking sindikato sa gobyerno at pribadong sektor ay may sapat na kapangyarihan at resources para matupad ang kanyang mandato. We therefore call on our colleagues in the House to swiftly pass this bill while strongly urging the President to certify this measure as urgent. Our people are asking for justice. Let us give them that justice through accountability, transparency, and truth. Let us not squander a moment more. Kagyat po dapat na isabatas ang House Bill 4453. Maraming salamat po, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Honorable De Lima, for your insights and initiative in establishing the Independent Commission against Infrastructure Commission. May I ask Congressman Yokno for a remark, comment, please?
Thank you, Mr. Chair, honorable members of the committee, and team guests. I respectfully concur and adopt the comments of Congresswoman De Lima. May I just emphasize the urgency of acting on these House bills so that we can give more teeth to the Independent Commission. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you po, Honorable Yokno, for your insightful perspective on the bill. May I recognize Congressman Eresi?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Iyayanig po, lumulumog, nag-aapoy ang buong bayan. Hindi dahil sa mga lindol, bagyo o sunog, kundi dahil dito sa malalim na kinakaharap nating krisis. Our nation now is in deep crisis. We should not be in denial of that. We must realize that we are facing a political, not only political, but economic and moral collapse. Iyayanig tayo ng kabi-kabilang istorya, hindi matapos-tapos, ng korupsyon. Hindi milyon, hindi bilyon, kundi bilyon-bilyon, umaabot na ng trilyon. The President has created an ICI through EO 94. Investigate and prosecute corruption in infrastructure. Pero, kita po natin sa mga nagdaang 100 araw, kulang na pulang po ang kanilang kapangyarihan. President BBM established the ICI, but it's obvious that its powers cannot withstand the influence and manipulations of his closest allies who benefited from this infrastructure corruption. The ICI must not be the instrument of Malacanang. Instead, it should be the spear and shield of the people against the corrupt. Madaling gawin ito ng institusyon ng Kongreso upang ibangon ang ating puri. Kung gugustuhin natin, kailangan madali po nating maipasa ito. Bakit kailangan? Sa batas ito. Legal mandate po ng ICI, limitado. Limitado sa executive department. At walang magagawa, lalo na kung involved ay ang Kongreso, ang mga pribadong mamamayan. Wala po itong subpoena and contempt powers. Pinakamahalaga, sa pondo po, dependent sa presidente. At yung mga staff po nila, walang kasiguruhan. Credibility, it is perceived as a palace instrument. Kailangan din po nila ng Financial and Forensic Audit Authority para maimbestigahan po nila yung bank records through the AMLAC, mga ledgers po ng mga contractors, mga variation orders, subcontract agreements sa DPWH sa mga contractors. Na kailangan din po nila na ma-access ng madalian upang hindi masunog o mawala yung mga records ng iba't ibang ahensya ng gobyerno sa ating bansa. At kailangan po nila ng authority to freeze further payments or flag anomalous projects. Kailangan din po nila na mabigyan ng sapat na proteksyon yung magiging witness ng ICI. Kailangan din po maliwanag sa batas na ito, public disclosure at transparency ng ICI. Inumungkahi ko rin po na kulang sa kaalaman, lalo na pagdating po sa legislatura, yung present composition of the ICI. There must be someone from the legislative department, at least mga retired na senador o retired na congressman, upang sa ganun po ay mag-guide yung ICI sa proseso ng legislation at budget authorization sa Kongreso. Salamat po.
Thank you, Congressman Irishi.